Show, the podcast with Gerardo
and Miguel.
With Gerardo
and Miguel.
With Gerardo
and Miguel.
Talk Show, the podcast with Gerardo and Miguel. It's probably the darker versions of our song.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm feeling jokery.
Talk Show, the podcast, Family Fear Factor. On today's episode, we discussed Kanye West's documentary, Joe Rogan, the decline of the local taco truck, and various other topics. My name is Billingsley, and enjoy the show. We've been waiting for this conversation. What do you feel about the intro song, dude? Where are we at with that?
That one, the one we did right now?
Yeah.
I definitely feel it was our darkest one, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not a music critic. I don't care. Everything you've ever written musically, I don't care. No, I'm just kidding.
Isn't it funny how you can ask a question but expect an answer with it? Be like, all right, dude, so just tell me, bro, how do I look today?
I don't understand what you mean.
And I'm telling you to say like that. I'm insinuating that you think I look terrible today.
Oh, okay.
Like, come on, bro, just give it to me. Break it to me straight, dude. Am I fat or not, dude?
And then you know what my response would be? I think pink looks good on you. I would not directly answer that question. I don't like when people do that either. Yeah. When I ask a question and then they say something like, if I say, did you eat? And then they're like, something stupid. I don't know. Like,
did you eat? And they're like, I can eat still. Like, you know, it's like, just answer the question.
I guess
you don't like when I do it.
You do it a lot.
I do.
Because it's like a yes or no, and then you give a statement about the topic, but you don't answer my question. That's what it is.
So like, you'll be like, is the movie at 6:30? I'm like, we're gonna leave at 4, so it doesn't matter. Or something. Like, I just answer the question in the wrong way.
Yeah.
You're like, but I'm asking if the movie's at 6:30.
You give me a detail that isn't the answer. You know.
What's it called? Yeah. You know who gives a lot of details that aren't even asked for, dude? Kanye West, dude.
Yeah, dude. So you saw the documentary?
Oh yeah, Kanye West documentary, amazing.
Yeah. Dude, I thought it was great, and I thought he came off as very like humble, just like very hungry, and like, you know, he seemed like a measured person. Like nothing was too crazy. Like everything he was doing made sense.
Yeah,
and like he had like success, and so the thing I do see is like the seeds of me like doing these things and being this way led me to success. And then in his head, he's like, if I can't do anything different ever, like this is it.
Yeah.
And then not changing, you know?
Yeah.
But he seemed like a regular, like a great person. He was like, the way all the rappers are kind of acting was like, he's the one that's like got it all put together almost, kind of.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why they didn't take him seriously rapping, because he wasn't gangster thug enough.
Yeah. That was a great scene when he was saying like, so what if I didn't kill nobody? You know, I work hard for my ambitions and stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, motivational speaker. If he wasn't a rapper, dude, he would be a great motivational speaker.
I guess.
I think, you know, obviously he went to the top of his game and then there's nowhere else to go. And in my opinion, Kanye West is hungry.
Still.
No matter what. Like that's just his baseline is
ambitious.
Just hunger. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter how far he goes, he still wants more. And I think that's kind of like...
That's what we're seeing now.
Yeah.
Him being so crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes all the sense in the world. I think it really did a good job of humanizing him, especially his come up.
Yeah.
Like, you really want him to win in the first act. And but like...
We haven't seen 2 or 3 yet, the second or third part.
Yeah, they come out this week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the next one comes out tomorrow. But like... I mean, we could both understand kind of like the grind of doing something where everybody's like, no, you can't do it. And then seeing how he goes through every step and he's like so sure with everything he does. It's not even about their opinion. It's like, no, this is the thing. Like, are you on board?
Yeah.
Like, and then him going to every office and showing like now legendary songs.
Yes.
And like trying to show, and they're just like, This is you?
Yeah.
And they're just kind of like,
it looks like it's not gangster enough. It looks like it's painful for them.
Yeah.
And imagine me and you going to some like iHeart radio station and like reciting the words to our podcast, dude.
You know, like playing it in front of them.
Yeah, playing it in front of them.
And then we're like watching them as they like kind of chuckle a little bit, but they're like, nah. And then that's what's crazy is like you could see on his face like him like not being defeated, but him like taking the punch of them not really caring or not wanting to listen. And then seeing like how like he doesn't come from an entitled place at all with like how he came up. Like he understands being like ignored. And then like now everybody sees him as like entitled or like a big baby, but it's almost like he kind of feels like he, you know, earned the right to be listened to almost.
Yeah.
Like. And like he doesn't want to give that up. And so he just says wild stuff.
My favorite part of the documentary was how they just casually put in that he has a porn addiction.
Yeah. The Tales magazine.
Yeah. He's like, I'm addicted to these, man. And then it all makes sense. Like, you don't need to see part 2 or 3. You're like, oh, this one just likes big ass, dude. You know?
Dude. And then imagine, like, I bet you there was, like, I don't know. He probably got inspiration from, like, one of those porno magazines for My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, the art and all that.
Yeah.
And just imagine, like, so you're in this porn business and it's like very seedy. Yeah. And like nobody kind of wants anything to do with you, but like Kanye West knows your work and is like, I like this guy. And like, he'll never know that like everybody's like so down on what he does, but this huge artist is like all about everything he's ever made.
Yeah.
And then like, I bet if he knew that, the validation he would get out of that is crazy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Imagine Joe Rogan coming up to you and being like,
I love Talk Show the podcast. Or he's like, I love Mexican culture, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
This is the biggest podcaster being like, I see what you do.
Like
it's art.
Well, me and you are 6 years apart, right?
Yeah.
So do you look up to Joe Rogan at all?
No.
You don't?
No.
Dude, I don't know why, but he's always been an idol to me.
I remember watching Fear Factor.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, with my family. We even did you ever do this? We did our own family version of Fear Factor.
Really?
And we just had to eat food that we didn't like. But it was all just like regular food. Like I got some onions and then they put clams because I'd never really eaten clams. And then as I'm eating the clams, I'm like, oh, these are kind of good actually.
Everyone else is like, he doesn't like clams.
Yeah.
Other people are throwing up.
And then my sister was jealous of my plate because I had like food she liked, like onions and another vegetable. I forget.
Yeah. So what would be your Fear Factor plate right now?
Right now, it would probably be a tacos al pollo burrito.
Cardenas burrito. I've already publicly stated that it's going downhill.
Yeah. And I know I publicly stated that immediately when I ate that burrito.
Shut the fuck up. No, but remember, it started with the lemons. Me and you.
Yeah. If it's not limes, it's kind of like, what's going on over here?
I mean, if you listen to Isimo, then you know this already. At the end of the last episode, my brother's episode, I say that at the end, tacos al pollo is going downhill, dude.
The tacos are still good, but.
Yeah, I mean, but the burrito is, bro.
But back to my plates.
Kanye,
yeah. Let's get back to Kanye. Now, my Fear Factor plates would be, I would say, dude, the thing is, when you get older, you're like, you understand why these ingredients are not disgusting.
Yeah.
And how to use them. So I can't really say that there's a food that disgusts me right now.
You know what does disgust me is salmon.
Really?
Yeah.
Salmon's good. Even plain.
But apparently there's a bunch of like parasites all over salmon.
So?
And Mick Jagger wrote Just My Imagination.
No, but like, I don't know, because they say there's a lot of, so I have a lot of parasites in my body if I eat salmon.
I don't know. I'm not a biologist, dog, but just hearing that is like, oh.
Are you talking about animals, or are you talking about the fish we actually buy and eat?
Yeah, I guess raw fish. Mick Jagger wrote Just My Imagination.
No, but for real.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. I've heard this.
Oh, okay.
Listen, I heard this.
Oh, that's your safe.
Yes.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, because my brother is a chef.
Yeah.
Like a cook or whatever.
Line cook.
And then he was just talking. So like he knows a lot about the industry or whatever. And he was telling me the other day, like raw meat, the FDA is so like good that like eating like tartare, they have dishes. It's just raw meat, like beef tartare or whatever. Like you'll be fine. Like it's not going to kill you.
You heard it here, dude.
Yeah. Eat raw meat wherever you are. That squirrel, that roadkill, FDA approved. All these animals are FDA approved to even be in this country.
Guess what just happened today, dude?
You killed a squirrel.
No, I'm going to Sushi by Scratch restaurants on March 18th.
What's that?
It's like a Michelin star restaurant.
Oh, for real?
That one I told you about, the tasting menu.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we got reservations for the 18th.
Hopefully you eat some salmon.
I will. I'll eat everything they give me. I don't give a fuck.
What if they just give you an actual parasite?
I'll just eat it.
It's on a plate. And then it's, you know how they always give like tiny portions?
Yeah.
They're just like, it's a fish. He's like,
all right, I love fish.
Yeah.
I just believe them.
You eat a maggot?
He's like, yeah, ew, eat a maggot. My fear factor dish, I don't even know what it would be on. It would probably just be a plate of Indian food.
You don't like Indian food?
Never tried it. I'm scared of it.
Dog.
It's like a fear, so it has to be something from fear.
I love Indian food.
Okay.
We have to, I know a place we could go to.
In Six Flags?
No, it's nowhere near here. We'd have to drive all the way to North Hollywood.
Oh, that's pretty close.
Is it?
Yeah, down the 5 from Six Flags.
Nah, but dude, North Hollywood. So we have a mutual friend, Quentin Alston, or you know Alston, him at least, right? So he'd never been to an Indian food place, and I was like, "Hey, let's go get Indian food." And he was like, "Oh, okay." And then we ate it, and he loved it. And then, like, he tells me now, like, he goes to get Indian food all the time.
Oh shit!
And so, but then he had told me, like, I had never had Indian food before we went. He was just like, "Ah, fuck it, I'll just go and eat."
What do you order? Curry?
I eat lamb vindaloo.
No,
which is delicious. It's a real food, Gerardo. Yes, they have curries, but I'm a fan of the vindaloo, and I always get lamb. Why are you laughing?
I feel like lamb vindaloo is like that. Lamb is the kid of a dude named Lou. You know, lamb, kind of Lou.
Oh, okay. That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
But it's
like Jeremy Lamb's dad is Lou.
You know, that kind of brings me to one topic.
What is that?
So I do this with my sister. Tell me if it's wrong.
What?
Part of me knows it's wrong, but it's like kind of funny, and I think it is good. Is I send videos reminding my sister that our dog is gonna die.
Oh my god!
Because our dog is like 4 years old, and my sister loves our dog so much, and like they're so connected, and I'm just like, damn, like I don't know if she's preparing herself for like the dog dying, right?
Oh my god!
And I don't want her to be like so freaking broken up about it. Like, you know, if you never think about it and then it happens, it'll kind of like blow up your world, right?
Yeah.
So my thinking is, if I spoon feed her these videos on TikTok of like people showing what they do, like the last meal for their dogs, and like just like appreciation.
You're demented, dude.
I'm trying to spoon feed my sister to remember, because I don't want her to get so broken up once it does happen.
That's terrible.
It comes from a good place, I think. It's not like I get joy out of this. I don't want her to be sad. I don't want to think about it either. Yeah. But like, I just feel like it's important to acknowledge death. And I feel like maybe she's not doing it. So I'm like, hey, man, remember, like, our dog's going to die. We've already had a dog tragically die from like an accident.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was, it got attacked by coyotes, right?
No. Two boxers came in our backyard and, you know, killed our Chugwawa.
It tried to defend your honor,
our
right?
Pugwawa. Yeah. He died fighting for us. And then
died like a bitch. Was it a female? Sorry. It was a joke. Is it, talk show?
I love that dog.
I know. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But see how that feels, dude? I was trying to like soften the blow for you, dude.
It already happened, dude. You should have. Where were you 3 weeks before that happened? It was like the saddest our family. I mean, thank God that was like one of the saddest moments we've had in our family. Yeah. At least that I know of, because families keep secrets. Yeah. But like in our immediate household, it was like a shift for like a week or two. It was crazy.
That's sad, dude.
But yeah, I try and remind my sister.
Why 4 years, is that young for a dog?
Well, yeah, I think if she lives a full life, that's 11 more years she has.
Dude, wait until it's like around the bend, dude.
I would, but we had a dog die at like 6-7 years old. We don't know what's gonna happen.
Well, you can't control that, Miguel.
I know. I'm preparing. I even tell my mom, hey, you know you're gonna die one day, right? I'm just kidding.
That does hurt. That hurts to think about.
Yeah, I remember being little. This is the vulnerable section of the podcast.
Yes,
I was like 11, and then my mom was watching Primer Impacto on the news.
Yeah,
and then some famous guy's mom died, and they just showed like pictures, and they showed like him on the like walking the red carpet or whatever. Because I guess it happened when he was on the red carpet or something like that. And then he found out, and then he was like, he couldn't walk. He had to be helped, and he was like bawling, crying. And then I was like, I was young, and I was like, that's gonna be me when you die. Like I'm young enough where like I don't realize that that's gonna affect him. And then my mom, I look at my mom, and she starts crying.
Oh my god! Why do you torment your family, dude?
It's not torment. I was like saying a nice thing in my head. I was like, I'm gonna be sad when you die, Mom. But I'm like a little guy.
You walk away, you're like, nailed it.
Yeah, she knows I love her now. And then I turn around and she's like. I love my mom so much.
No, I love my mom too. Oh man, yeah, some dark shit.
Yeah, sorry. I try and acknowledge death.
My dad was. I don't think my dad listens to podcasts, but my grandpa died suddenly. Right, my dad was there. Did I ever tell you this story, dude? It's so funny. Don't know. I feel like I did, but so my dad was there the night before my grandpa passed away. Right, and then the day he passed away, I was in the middle of a conference call, and then I realized, like, what am I doing on this conference call? I found out right before the conference call for my work that my grandpa had passed. And I was like, I can't fucking do shit about it right now. I didn't believe him on the phone, my mom, when she told me. Yeah. And so I was in the middle of the conference call and I was like, what am I doing here? I should be with my grandpa, you know? Yeah. And so at the end of the conference call, I didn't really need to be involved. I don't know if you've ever been on the conference call. Sometimes you're just not needed. Yeah. And so at the end of it, I was like, I got to get out of here. My grandpa passed away, you know? So I go to the hospital and like my dad's like keeping it together. He's like, all right, you guys are going here, you know, like nobody's asking to be anywhere and he's just telling him where to go. Yeah. You know, a lot of stuff's happening in your head. Yeah. And so me and my dad, I talked to him a little bit. I was like, you know, what happened? He told me everything. He showed me like the cardiograph or whatever, the heart monitor, and it like spiked and he had a massive heart attack at the hospital. And so I don't really have a lot of interaction with my dad, right? And then in the following days, there's 7 days. I don't know if your family does this, but where you do the rosary for the loved one that passed. The Mexicans do this. We do the rosary for 7 days at the house. And then so one of the days that we went to the house, we were watching a Dodger game or something on TV. No, we were watching a basketball game, a Lakers game. And I'm sitting next to my dad and he goes, you know, your grandpa fucking told me like he's proud of you the night before he passed away, you know, like starts crying, you know, and then I'm just like I start crying, and then get this dude, my aunt Nana comes around the corner. He's like, hey, Eduardo, come help me with these boxes. In the middle of it, dude, right? Like it was like right when we started talking. My dad, that's all my dad said, you know. And then when she came and broke it, I was just like, you know. And then I got up, and then like she didn't even need help, and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me, dude?" You know. Well,
that would have been a singular, unique moment to have with your dad. It could have been longer. Yeah, dude, you guys could have grieved together in a real nice way.
Man. It started, and then my aunt saw what was happening, and she's like, "Hey, Eduardo, come over here and help me with these boxes." And then I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me, dude?" And my dad's like, "Go fucking help your aunt, stupid."
Starts a fight. And then maybe she was spoon feeding you that nobody cares about your feelings. So I respect your aunt we're spoon feeders, me and your aunt.
Has that ever happened to you?
What?
Like a loved one passed away and then you heard that they were talking about you the night before they died? That's crazy.
No, but when my dog, this really did become the vulnerable part of the podcast. But
sorry.
What do you call it? I remember when I would go to Mexico, I loved visiting my grandpa, right? And then because I don't know, he's the only one that made me feel like not like an idiot. It didn't like condescend to me because I didn't know Spanish that well and all that. And also I was still like really young. And then like when he passed, I just remember being like so sad because I was like, man, he was the only person that made me feel like super at home.
Yeah.
In Mexico. So that, I think about that when I think about like feeling appreciated by a family member.
Yeah.
Because he just made me feel appreciated without like saying like I appreciate you. Feel me, dog?
Damn.
I want to pause to cry.
Shout out to your sister. That dog's gonna fucking die hard, dude.
Yeah, dude, and we have to remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
so are you're
Kanye
saying
West? What?
So it is wrong.
What?
Did I spoon feed her these videos?
I think so because I feel like there's a reason why that's a thing that you can't prepare yourself. Mm-hmm. You can never prepare yourself. Mm-hmm. There is no YouTube video on Miguel's sister's dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's just general videos on dogs.
I think if you plant the seed, it grows and you acknowledge. That's what I think. Because honestly, it was when my first dog that got attacked and died, that was very hard.
Yeah.
And I know part of it was because I never thought that would happen.
Yeah.
I never thought about my dog dying. And then, so like literally when we had to put down my other dog because he got too old, like I had already prepared multiple times. I was like, after my first dog died, I was like, hey, Max is going to die. And then like I would periodically just be like, hey, like, he's going to go. And then it made it way easier when he did go. Like I still cried, but it wasn't like as hard. Like I was able to take it.
Max was a husky?
Yeah, the husky. And then like my sister like was so sad. My mom was so sad. My dad even was crying.
Damn.
And yeah, dude, like that, and that's something.
He was like, Max was talking about you the day before you died.
He was barking.
He was barking.
Yeah.
He was barking, and it's only the way he barks at you, fool. That's so funny.
Huskies do it.
Dude, I can't believe.
But
yeah,
I think, it helped me that I acknowledged multiple times before he died, he's going to die. And it did make it way easier. So
I'm fucking my Tia Nena sucks for that, dude. I remember for a couple weeks I was bent out of shape about it. Yeah. Because even that same night I tried to go back to my dad and was like, so anyways, Grandpa was saying.
Yeah. You just can't recreate those moments, dude. And when it's so organic, it's like that's perfect. Yeah. And it happens so perfectly.
Did I ever tell you
what you should be hunting is your Tia Nena. What's her name?
Yeah, Nena.
Her special moments. Hunt them, dude, and ruin them. No. Oh, is she the scary one of the family?
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense. And she broke up you and your dad grieving together.
My Tia Nena's going through a lot. That's why.
No, I'm not
scary.
serious.
I don't want to put that out there either. That she's not scary.
Okay. It's just jokes.
I love Tia Nena.
Yeah, I know your Tia's not a monster. Yeah, dude.
But she did break up that moment like a monster would.
You said it,
dude. What's it called? I just don't want to be on a podcast. You're like, is she the scary one? I'm like, yeah, she's the scary one. No. What was I going to say? Oh, when my grandpa passed away, I think I told you this in the moment, and I think it's so funny.
What?
When it happened, I think I told you this, but obviously it was a sudden pass, and like you don't cry all at once. You kind of like goes in waves and stuff. Mm-hmm. Like even throughout the pandemic, I'll have random times where I think of my grandpa while driving and be like, "Fuck, I missed that fool," right? Mm-hmm. But when it happened, I remember Tame Impala's album just came out. The new Tame Impala album, whatever it's called, Slow Rush of Time or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And it's all about death. The whole album's about death, dude.
I remember you talking to me about that.
Yeah, I think I told you this.
You used to show me songs.
Yeah.
I think about my dad, my grandpa.
All the time. And now, especially, because it literally, like, he died like 5 days after the album came out. So after I was already bumping this shit over and over again, I was like, yeah, death album. And then my grandpa dies, I'm like, it has a different meaning, It
hits you way harder now.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I still cry when I listen to one song. Like I tried to tell my girlfriend, like, I listened to this a lot when my grandpa died, and I'm listening to it, and I'm like, oh my God. I turned
and she said something about your grandpa's forearms, I'm assuming.
Stupid.
Because she's a monster.
What's it called? Anyways, so my sister sends me a text, right? Like, because we're talking a lot. All the cousins are all talking about grandpa dying. And she sends me a text saying, I'm listening to this song right now. It reminds me of grandpa. Mm-hmm. And it's Selena, Fotos y Recuerdos. Mm-hmm. You know that song?
No,
it's a very innocent song. Fotos y recuerdos.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I always think of you. It's like the whole Selena thing, right? And then I'm like, I don't know how, but I went into autopilot, right? And I was just like, oh, we're sending each other songs. I'm going to send her a song I'm listening to all the time right now, you know? And I sent her a song called It Might Be Time, right? And the whole part of the song is, it might be time to face it. You're not as cool as you used to be. You're not alive anymore, basically, kind of thing. That's what the whole thing is. I was just like, oh, I've been listening to this to get over my fucking sorrows, you know?
And how'd your sister react?
So she didn't listen to it. And I listened to it after I sent it to her. I kind of like, oh, this is what I've been, you know, kind of thing. And I'm listening to it and I'm like, I probably shouldn't have sent this to my sister, dude. My grandpa just died. It's a gnarly song. Like, I know how it made me feel, but I was like, oh, if you're just listening to the lyrics, if you're reading the lyrics, you're like, oh my, what is it? I don't think of my grandpa, dude, you know?
Oh, I see. I see. Like, it kind of might imply that there's a bad taste in this.
It's like, he's dead. Deal with it. Like, kind of like, that's the whole kind of thing of the song. So when I go for the rosary one night, to my grandma's house, I'm like walking in, my sister saying hi to everyone, you know, and I was like, hey, don't listen to that song I sent you. She's like, okay, I won't. And I feel like she did already. She was like trying to be nice about it.
Yeah, she might have got the wrong impression.
Yeah. Anyways,
I feel that. Yeah, I mean, after my dog died, I sent my sister a song, and it was Lady Gaga. It was Poker Face. That's a good song. Have you heard that song? Yeah, I wasn't really sending her like songs to vibe to, like our dog's death. It was more of a like, hey, remember this song? Yeah. That's also a lie.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, but it was a cool moment for me, since this is still the vulnerable part of the podcast, because my grandma was still alive when my grandpa died, but she only lived for like 11 more months, and then she passed away too. But she gave me all these bangers of songs, dude, and I still have the playlist that I listen to.
Oh, for real? That's awesome.
Yeah. And then like she showed me Amor Eterno. You probably know that song.
Oh yeah, by Vicente.
Rocio Dusal. You know the song.
I've probably heard other people do it.
Yeah. But and then when she died, I was listening to that song nonstop, and I was like, oh my god, you know, because she was like, this is obviously it's a hacky song, kind of for you know in Spanish, but she said that when her husband died, when my grandpa died, that she was listening to that song a lot. Anyways, En un puño de tierra. You know that song? No. A Fistful of Dirt by it's a fucking banger of a song. He's saying like, when I die, dude, I'm not going to take nothing with me but a fistful of dirt. Basically saying like, this is my fucking country, dog, or whatever, you know?
Oh, okay.
Anyways.
Are you going to be that prideful about your country when you die?
I don't know.
Imagine your last words being for your country. Like your family's there and you're like, I love this country.
I'm like, Mom, don't forget, I fucking love America. She's like, you're fucking dying, dude.
George Washington was our greatest hero. And then he died.
Yeah. Anyways.
The Statue of Liberty is not American enough. Send it back.
Fuck your.
Have an American make it.
Fuck your sister's dog.
No,
I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. Yeah. So Kanye West, and also this, we recorded this before the second two parts come out. So maybe the first part very inspiring. Vision. It's like all about vision, having a vision. And you were saying that you were reminded a lot of me when you were watching that.
A little bit, just the drive.
Yeah. I'm like, just kidding.
No, a little bit. I see a little bit of you in there. Yeah. I mean, just to compliment you, like he was always working on it. Yeah. And then he was doing it, and then like he was always focused on it. He, never really strayed. Everything he was doing was kind of, to further that thing that he wanted, which was, to rap and produce. And he was already making it as a rapper, as a producer. So that's the crazy thing. Yeah. You're already making it as a podcaster, dude.
I know. That's the thing though, is like, I sometimes fantasize about like, bro, why is it that I was like, I dedicated myself to producing podcasts and like, it's so easy to do that. It was so easy to slip into that, but I never feel like I did that with stand up. You know what I mean?
Like found a groove?
A groove, or like just the time to dedicate to stand up. Keep in mind though too, a lot of things were in the way as far as like drugs and alcohol when I first started to do stand up, and then it kind of turned into the podcasting thing.
But that's why I do see like parallels between you and Kanye. Not to make this congratulate Gerardo thing, but like, you know, podcasting is a part of comedy, right? And making beats is a part of like rap and hip hop, right?
Yeah.
But he was being successful with the beats, but he wanted to rap. He wanted more, even though he was already being a success in a way that a lot of people would have wished to just be doing that alone. Yeah. But that wasn't enough, and he wanted to, you know, like really do his dream. And so, yeah, that's the complimenting Gerardo part of the podcast.
So while I'm watching it, I'm seeing the same thing. You know, I'm thinking to myself, I watched it 3 times, and it wasn't like I wanted to. It's like it was like fuel to me. You know, and then I got like really depressed when I stopped watching it. But in a way, I was like fueled by this thing.
You know what that means?
What?
You have to watch it all the time for the rest of your life.
Yeah. But like, it was really affecting my day, dude, where I was like, I stopped what I was doing to watch this shit. And then like, it was just so motivating to me. Anyways, all that to say was, and then I think to myself like, yeah, but there's no fucking correlation between rapping and comedy, dude.
No. There's parallels.
Like Kanye West songs that are in my head are all the time. There's no joke that does that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I mean, of course, it's not the same at all. Yeah, but I'm talking about like the parallel of excelling in one thing, but wanting to do more and hoping that others take that seriously.
That's why I see myself more like Lil Dicky. Just kidding.
Yeah, I'm more of like a Eminem mixed with Tupac. Just being obnoxious.
I did start thinking though, because I'm a big music guy. Also, I played a lot of music.
Yeah,
I was like, damn, dude, this would have been me if I would have never stopped that train. You know?
Oh, just went through music.
Just kept doing music.
Maybe
I got fired from Chipotle and it changed my life, dude. Crazy.
Yeah, Chipotle reaction. I mean, chain reaction.
Chipotle reaction.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk to you about this. A friend of mine texted the wrong person. And every time I hear about this, like when somebody texts the wrong person, I get
Why do you get mad?
I get so unexplainably mad.
Why?
Because I never do that. I've never once accidentally texted somebody something else, you know? I may have before, but it was never anything like incriminating. I feel like this only happens to people that are saying some gnarly shit through text messaging, you know? Or there's something they highly regret.
How would you describe this person who texted someone else?
You know, you saw Succession, right?
Okay.
I would describe him as Greg from Succession.
Okay.
You know, like he just can't help but do these things, you know?
Because a friend is me. They're talking about.
And you know what I was going to say?
What?
I was going to say Roman from Succession because he texted his dick pic to his dad, but I did not want to say that you're like Roman because then he'll be like, oh, yeah.
No, I mean, I am like Roman. But I mean, I don't want to be like Roman. So don't be like, no, you're not. You wish. No, yeah, I accidentally texted somebody else when I meant to text you. Yeah. And then it kind of created a little situation for me. But, I mean, it was nothing bad. I just said that I had to change when we were going to meet because I have to record.
I'm lying too because I actually have done it before. I remember.
So you're a liar.
We were going to be picking up drugs. And I texted my mom. Like, yeah, just ask for 20, you know, like weed or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I realized I texted my mom, but I don't think she really like put 2 and 2 together. But yeah, that happened.
I will say, if I had made a joke, like, you know, I just say wild stuff sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Just because, but it's far from the reality of how I actually think, which is why I text it.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I guess you could also say that I'm now creating a new reality if I text that, but you know, we both know that I don't talk crazy, right?
Yeah.
And if that girl would have saw that, for sure, I don't think that, you know, it would have been the same. So, yeah.
And then also this other time, I told you about this. For whatever, okay, listen, I'm not on your side, but I hate iPhones, right? Okay. Sometimes. For whatever reason, one ex name of mine always pops up as an autocorrect in all caps, by the way, too. Because
you always scream on text.
Why does it do that? Like, I don't all caps my ex's name. Why does it do that to me, right? It still does it to this day. And I don't ever type her name, ever, you know?
Well, it's probably that thing of where like you type it in and then you click the word instead of, going space. You know what I mean?
I don't know. There's no explanation for this. I think you know who I'm talking about. And so like the name pops up.
Okay.
It's not like any other fucking word, right?
I see.
As an autocorrect. So one morning my girlfriend texted me and I said, good morning. And then her name, my ex's name in all caps. And then my girlfriend came over and was like, yo, so what was that all about? And then I said like, okay, it's not going to be believable, but my fucking phone autocorrects this shit. And it's annoying.
That's not true. Too believable either.
It's not, but that's some evil fucking Apple shit, dude. That's evil.
Maybe it's because you always say Six Flags.
Stupid. That's only a joke me and you will get.
I know.
Yeah.
We can't clue them in. No.
I mean, I'm sure they know, but I used to date Lara Bites.
Oh, I didn't just mean. I meant that. I didn't mean that. It's just because I remember I went to Six Flags with you guys.
Yes. Me and you went to Six Flags with my girlfriend. Yeah.
Yeah.
And same with the memories on iPhone memories. Like all those pictures come. It's like, Doc, I have memories from a month ago. Can you remind me of those?
Can you give me those?
Yeah. Like what the fuck?
You're with your girlfriend. Apple's like, hey, remember your ex?
Stupid.
She was cool, right?
Stupid. So dumb.
Yeah.
Oh, it's annoying.
It's funny when I'm just like, when I had an Apple phone, I was just like looking at my calendar or whatever, and then my friend's face just pops up. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, that's weird, dude. That's also like, now I understand the whole point of like blocking people and stuff. Now, from now on, I'm just going to block all exes and stuff. Just so it doesn't pop up again. Delete pictures. I never delete any pictures, dude. I have all the pictures in my, you know how many fucking Instagram clips I have in my camera roll, dude?
Trillions, probably.
Trillions. Yeah, you're right. Trillions.
You can.
It's the next thing above billions.
Yeah. But what do you, I mean, this kind of correlates a little bit.
Yeah. Just
like seeing things you didn't want to see, right?
Yeah.
What do you do when someone compliments you in a way that you don't want to be complimented?
This is great.
Do you just take it, or do you just like thank you, or do you correct it?
You know me. I fucking internalize it and it pisses me off.
Yeah, okay.
Like one thing that is probably stupid, right? That bugs the fuck out of me is when you go up last at an open mic and somebody calls you the headliner.
Okay. But that's not like a compliment.
It's like a good thing to be called, It is a weird.
But let's talk. Okay.
Like literally somebody's trying to compliment you, but it hurts.
Someone literally compliments you. They think they're doing a good thing, but it's wrong. I'll give you my example.
Go for it.
So like I deliver food, right? So I go into restaurants and there's people behind the bar that give me the food, right? So there's a specific restaurant I go to a lot. And so I have like a little bit of familiarity with them and they're familiar with me. And so I go in there, I give the name for my food. And then he's like, what's your name? And I'm like, Miguel. And then he's like, you're always serious. You're always so serious. And I admire that. Thank you. And then I was like, oh, and I like laughed a little bit. I was like, thank you. And I walked out, right? I just said thank you. But in my head, I was like, I don't want to be seen as like the super serious guy that's like always serious. And I know it was a compliment. And the interesting dynamic was that he's like an older guy. He's an immigrant from like another country. And he's telling me that he respects how I conduct myself. Yeah. And I'm just thinking like, dude, you're here from another country. You're doing like some of the hardest, most thankless work. And like you seem like a good dude and everything. And you're complimenting me. You're telling me I'm serious. I don't even want to be a serious person. And so I'm just like, thank you. But it's like, it was interesting to me that I was appreciative that he liked me, but I don't want to be known as that guy who's serious in public. Or like they look at me and they're like, oh, time to like, hush. Yeah, don't have fun, guys. This guy's serious,
Yeah.
So I just thought it was interesting that he gave me a compliment that I didn't want, but I had to say thank you because it was like a weird limbo of this isn't like an insult, but I don't want this. But thank you. But please don't say stuff like that to me.
But see, that one, it wouldn't bug me. If somebody called me serious, it's kind of like what I am when I'm not being silly, right?
Yeah.
I'm like kind of a serious person. I hate when people are trying to joke when I don't want to joke kind of thing. Which is really like, I feel like I'm like George Lopez 2.0, dude. That fool's way too serious. Aside from joking.
I guess what it is for me is that I guess I don't want to be put in that box of like serious, because you know me, I'm, as soon as there's an opportunity to not be serious, I'm going to take it. So it's just like, I just don't see the opportunities, right?
Yeah. So
I guess I don't like misunderstandings. I guess I'm like too tight in that sense.
Yeah.
If I see something, if they don't get 100% of what is going on, I try and correct it.
Yeah.
You know? And that's kind of why I'm tight about it. Like,
yeah, for me, it's more so like people saying like, "Oh, you're losing some weight, right?" That's a good compliment, right? But at the same time, it's kind of like, you know, oh, so you noticed how fat I was before, you know?
Why didn't you tell me? It snuck up on me. You should have said something.
No, I know. There is no words to explain it, right? Because they're just saying something that they noticed, you know?
Yeah.
Like, for instance, when Ryan came over the other day and he had a haircut, I didn't say anything. But then he was like, nobody's going to say anything about my haircut? And I'm like, oh, well, I don't do that. You know, I know what it makes me feel like, you know, for whatever reason, I don't know what happened to me when I was a kid, but I don't like when people comment on my appearance, you know, I feel like
self-conscious.
I think so. But I also feel like, exposed, I think is the best word, but also like they're making fun of me, you know? So anytime, like when it comes to my weight or my hair or anything, I'm like, yeah, how about you just go fuck yourself? Huh? You know? It's like my reflex.
So when someone says like, that's a pink shirt, I'm sure in high school, if you wore that pink shirt, someone would, you know, say, nice shirt.
Yeah.
In your head, you're like, what is that supposed to mean?
But I guess, no, not with clothing.
Okay.
Because I never give a fuck about clothing.
Okay.
But I try with this fucking hair, this body. Okay. I try to either make it bigger or smaller. Just kidding. No, but like for whatever reason, clothing never bothered me because people talk shit about me on the daily about my clothing in school or in comedy, all that stuff. Gerardo, he's got his own look.
You know why it doesn't bother you? Because your mom would pick out your clothes.
Yes.
Yeah. So they're just saying your mom has no fashion sense.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of like, I mean, you guys are right.
Yeah. She's evil.
Yeah. This is terrible clothes.
Yeah.
And then you're like on their side, like, you make fun of yourself. Because I mean, you're kind of making fun of your mom with them, I guess.
Yeah.
So you feel disconnected. That's probably why it doesn't bother you.
And then they're like, but you smell funny. I'm like, what the fuck, dog?
My mom didn't do that. I thought we were ganging up on my mom, guys. I thought we were friends.
That's hilarious. Yeah. So all of this is kind of leading to something I wanted to talk about. So, you know, people, you know, there's a lot of talk about therapy and stuff like that going around, right?
I guess.
People always talk about therapy, stuff like that.
I'm above therapy.
You know what I wanted to do? Like, I had this thought today where I was like, bro, if I go to therapy, I'm not going to talk about it, dude. If I were to choose to go to therapy.
Oh, you're not going to tell people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know if it's some sort of social climb or if it's just a reflex of doing therapy because I did therapy once and I did talk about it a lot, you know?
It might be some sort of Inception thing about attention.
Yeah.
Where it's like they're talking about how they're talking to somebody else about how they are this way that they think. Yeah. And that they're trying to, like, you know, fix, I guess. Yeah. I think it is like what you're saying, like kind of look at me a little bit.
That and also...
But if someone sings the praise of therapy and like tries and gives an example of that, like I could see how they do it, but it's like...
Well, what I'm talking about is when people are like, my therapist says to do this and that. It's like, so you don't make it your own. You don't, you know, kind of digest what their therapist says and be like, oh, that makes sense. Now this is a principle of mine that I'm going to put forward in my life. Instead of coming from a place where it's like, well, you know, I felt this way and then my therapist told me to do this. It's like, no, why don't you leave the therapist out of it and take over the thought process, you know?
I see what you're saying. So you kind of hate when a therapist gives something to somebody and that person kind of tries to apply to other people instead of just taking what the therapist said and digesting using it for yourself.
Yeah. Like, I don't know how a good example, but, you know, in therapy, I'm working on doing this or whatever. Instead of that being like, the way I deal with this is by doing this and that, the other thing, you know? It's kind of like AA does that a lot, where people will say like a day at a time, stuff like that. You don't have to necessarily say, in AA, I learned to take everything a day at a time, you know? People ask you like, how do you not drink? And be like, I just take it a day at a time. Nobody mentions AA, you know, which is in a way a form of therapy.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what I would be if I was in AA in therapy?
What?
To my therapist, I'd be like, so in AA, and then I just talk about all that stuff.
Yeah.
And when I talk to other people, be like, so I was talking to my therapist about when I was in AA.
I did that. I did that with my therapist.
Oh, for real?
The only time I ever went.
Oh man, that's disgusting. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I basically just what's it called? Like unraveled. Dude, right when I sat on the couch, I started crying. Mm-hmm. There was like a babbling brook. I'm like, this is fucking beautiful, you know? Mm-hmm. And then I was talking to her and telling her about how I'm sober now and like I'm dealing with this breakup I just went through.
And you became a babbling brook.
Yeah, exactly. And I was telling her like, because in AA, they told me this over and over, this and that. And she's like, AA is great. AA is so good to go to. Continue, sorry. And then every time, and then I'll be like, you know, and then in AA, they do. She's like, yeah, AA, I love AA. It's so good. Anyways, continue. Just like cutting me off and telling me how great AA is. I'm like, I fucking know that. Let me finish.
What if she's being, what's the word? A passive aggressive?
Yeah,
she's
right.
Like, yeah, AA is great. Yeah, that's how you should solve your problems.
But I don't think passive aggressive is allowed in the office or in the therapist's office.
Well, yeah, she's a
terrible therapist.
She's a bad girl. No, she's the bad boy therapist. She's a rogue therapist.
I wish I could keep my therapist that I had.
Why?
She was amazing, dude. She was great.
Why don't you have her?
I couldn't go to any more appointments. It was only $15 an appointment, but I had to keep canceling because of work at the time. And so like I canceled twice, and on the second time I canceled, she charged me for it. So I changed debit cards.
You know, she's talking to other therapists, and she's like, I don't know why my phone keeps autocorrecting to Gerardo.
Stupid.
He's an ex-client.
No, but I didn't go twice. And on the second time, she attempted to charge me, and I changed my debit card that same moment.
Oh.
So she was like, and there was a whole policy where you don't get charged if you cancel 24 hours in advance. I did that, but she tried to charge me the second time. And it's like $150 if you don't go. So you get charged $150. So instead, I just fucking changed my debit card. I went to Bank of America and said that I lost my debit card, and they sent me a new one.
Okay.
And so I probably still owe Soul Tenders $150.
I see. But yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying.
Anyways.
Yeah. What do you call it?
So what I was trying to talk about, though, is dealing with things aggressively. Is that bad?
Yeah.
I don't think so, dude.
In certain situations, yeah. You don't hammer a baby skull. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Take Kanye for instance, dude. Who's winning?
Everybody thinks he's delusional now.
Let me finish.
Let
me finish.
Okay, go.
Who's winning? Kanye or Pete Davidson?
Pete Davidson.
Wrong.
Kanye wants what Pete Davidson has. Kim Kardashian.
No, but Pete wants what Kanye has. Fucking fame.
No, dog.
No?
You really think it's good to like be aggressive with everything?
No, I'm just trying to talk.
Oh, okay.
Don't put that on me,
let's
dog.
not do that.
Jesus Christ.
Well, you said is aggressive dealing wrong?
I mean, if you think about it, it's wrong because people don't like what's it called? A hard time, right? I say it while watching public freakouts, and I'm watching it thinking nobody's doing anything wrong here. They're just expressing how they feel, you know?
Publicly.
Do we just want to be walking robots, walking around like, oh, hi, how are you? Good. Nobody's losing their mind here. I love losing my mind, dude.
Yeah, that's why everyone thinks you're a psycho.
Stare right at the camera.
Nah, you're not a psycho.
No.
Yeah, I mean, you think it's funny. You think it's funny.
Yeah.
That's why. Like normal people who just want a normal life and don't need funny in their life would way rather be robots. Like, oh, this person's not.
I'd rather die.
Well, that's you, dude.
Yeah.
And you will one day. And I'm spoon feeding that to you. Hey, remember, dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, you will one day.
Dude, I'm never gonna get a dog and let you over here, dude.
No. Well, just be you. You're my dog. And you're gonna die one day, and so am I. I don't know. I'm just like, I think it's great to acknowledge that. Yeah. So that's why I say that stuff. But what do you call it? Okay, so let me ask you this. If you're watching a movie with your family, how often does anybody say anything?
Way too often.
Way too often. Now, is it cracking jokes or is it like just completely off topic? Just talking?
Wait a minute. Can I make an amendment here?
Yeah.
It's not too often. I am the biggest proponent of talking during movies.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. So does your family hate it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what are you doing when you're talking? You're talking about the movie?
They go overboard. All right. They say that so what they have a rule at my house. They have a rule. Okay. They can't watch a movie that I already watched.
Okay.
Because I'm like, oh, watch this part. But you know why?
Yeah.
Because nobody's fucking paying attention. Nobody's ever paying attention.
I was kind of going to go into that a little bit, but okay. You also did the thing that we talked about that I don't like.
What?
Where I was like, are you talking about the movie? And then you did your whole thing.
Yeah.
It was kind of separate. Maybe it was answering my question, but it was like a yes or no question.
But that's the issue with family and movies is there's a rule where I cannot watch movies with them that I've already seen.
Because you will talk about the movie, right?
Yeah.
Now, I actually had a great time with my family and we were watching a movie.
Yeah.
And we were cracking jokes. We were just like mentioning stuff as we watched the movie and it was a great time. And I was thinking like, is this normal? Is it like, do most people want everybody to shut up? Because I love cracking jokes during movies.
Yeah.
Like I don't like just watching the movie because I feel like it gets a little boring. I feel like I'm not part of it. I'm just like gazing, you know what I mean? I'm just like a statue that's there. I feel like a statue at the Vatican that's just watching the people. I don't know what I'm saying. But
listen, I am a huge pro. Let's make this a good time, right? The movie's going to exist all the time. Yeah. You know, it's always going to be there. Yeah. You can watch it. If you have all the streaming platforms, you can watch any movie you want. You know what I mean? I am all about going to the movies and finding the pockets of jokes and saying them.
Oh, at the movies?
At the movies. But no, remember we went to Sonic?
Yeah. We were like the only people there.
That's what I'm saying. So you have to know your environment, right? Yeah. You have to know where you're at. That's what I'm talking about. The pocket, if the pocket's not there, then you can't say anything. You know what I mean? Like when I went to go see Jackass the first time, I didn't say nothing. When we went to go see Jackass, I did it like twice where I was like, this is my favorite part to you, right? Yeah. So I'll give you that. But I'm not talking with like a bunch of people in the audience, right? Yeah. But with Sonic, it was like 2 other families there. So it was just like 3 little pockets of people. We're able to joke as much as we want, dude.
Yeah, that's true.
And if you're watching a movie here in my apartment, dude, I'm going to make jokes when there's silence in the film. I hate people when they fucking talk during dialogue. That's my big thing.
Yeah. But that's the thing is like if we're watching a movie, so you're the guy who's seen the movie. I'm the guy who likes to crack jokes even while dialogue's going, kind of. Oh. And so it's like, but it's also, yeah. So you would hate me,
but not when dialogue's happening. So like I watch all the movies here with subtitles. Yeah. So you have a good read on when something's going to happen. You know, and you make jokes.
That's one thing too. Like I'm very anti subtitles during the movie.
Why?
Because the subtitles will pop up before the thing happens.
Yeah, well, and so it's
like, get out of here, Mark. And then like they're just sitting there, and then I'm like, okay, Mark's now gonna run as fast as he can, and then I already know what happens, and then I see Mark sprint, but I already know that was gonna happen.
Like with my girlfriend, for instance, when me and my girlfriend are watching something, she starts talking. I'm like, I don't think you get it. Like I'm listening to the fucking thing right
Also,
now.
we were watching Harry Potter. It was like it was a casual thing.
What's with people watching Harry Potter recently?
It's just on HBO Max or whatever streaming.
Everyone's talking about Harry Potter.
It's just on. It's just on.
It's the vibe.
I literally never seen any of the movies.
Oh no!
But this leads me to my other thing I want to talk about. Harry Potter, that first movie has such a racist scene with the bankers. It's mind-boggling.
Like Jew
racism? Like that they would let that go through, because they like made the bankers like very goblin-y and everything, and it was like they obviously made them like kind of Jewish in like behavior or whatever the stereotypes are, but they made them like goblin, like little creatures that are like menacing and all that stuff.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Made them bankers, just like obsessed with gold.
Oh my God.
And it was just like, what is this? It looked like like immediately when I saw it, I thought of the Nazi propaganda that like drew them as like goblin looking. Yeah. Jewish people was like goblin looking people.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is the most racist thing I've ever seen in our times of cinema and cinema history. Could you think of a movie that was like super racist that you're like, how'd they let this happen?
Well, we talk a lot about this on the Patreon of Isimo. The fucking Suicide Squad killing nothing but Latinos, dude.
Oh, for real?
Do you remember that? Or did you watch the new one?
I refused to watch it.
Good.
Yeah, I'm anti-suicide.
So. No, but like all of the Suicide Squad basically just kills all Latinos in the movie.
Mm-hmm. But what do you mean all Latinos?
Like
in a little hut in like
kind of like that
in Ecuador or what?
Yeah, there's like a large military that's like all Latino based, like some kind of Latino country, and they just have a murder spree with them, just
with the regular people too. If they're killing Latino bad guys, what's the problem?
I don't think they're just like an army, like a Latino army.
Okay. Are they bad?
No, because the bad guy in that movie is a starfish, like a huge starfish. But there's like some.
I'm glad I didn't watch the movie.
Yeah.
Sounds ridiculous what you just said.
Yeah.
The bad guy's a giant starfish. And the Suicide Squad went to go kill a Latino army because of the giant starfish?
Oh, the giant starfish comes in at the end.
The giant starfish manipulated a whole Latino country? Is that the movie?
So they're calling Latinos stupid, dude. No, well, basically, there's like... There's glorified killings of Latinos. Crazy, like, beheading and, like crazy Matrix-style killing stuff. And then it's just, like, kind of like...
But they're the bad guys.
I don't know if they're the bad guys, though. They're just doing their job. They're the army, dude.
Damn, dude. That's literally what they said in the Nuremberg trials. The Nazi soldiers are like, we're just doing our job. They literally said that.
But I don't know the lore of Suicide Squad, dude. All I know is that it was like a Latino army.
Mm-hmm. So you just sided with them because of the similar skin color?
No, I don't know. It's weird. If you watch it, it's weird. Mm-hmm. You know?
Well, glorified killing of anything is weird.
Yes.
Like, it's weird that's what we love in movies. Like, there's just an obsession with it. Like Italian mafia movies and stuff. Like, that stuff's not good.
Yeah.
But, like, I watch it.
I would say, though, in, like, Italian mafia movie, like, have you seen The Irishman?
No.
Oh, okay. That's not glorified killing. That's fast, efficient killing.
Okay.
Like when people
those are glorifying statements about killing.
No, when people die in that movie, there's nothing glorified about it. It's just like the crazy fast. It just happens. Like somebody gets shot in the head, they get shot in the head, and they fall. And they're just immediate death.
Oh, I should send my sister some clips.
You know, I find it to be better than like just like beheading somebody and then like, you know, being like with the blood and shit, you know. I don't know, just weird. I don't know what I'm saying. It was a terrible question, Miguel. Racist.
Okay, so that was the racist thing you saw. Just the fact that they were killing Latinos. It's
weird. The fact that they killed so many Latinos, dude. You know? It could have been some kind of like, it could have been some kind of militia of like different nationalities, but for whatever reason, it was a Latino army, dude.
Well, yeah, dog. If the movie's about killing Germans, the army's German.
Yeah, but it's usually white people killing white people, like you know, white people killing Germans. You know.
I'm a little confused.
And also,
the people
Nazis,
dying are the bad guys, though.
I don't know if they're the bad guys.
Why do you say you don't know?
Because Suicide Squad is the bad guys are the heroes of the movie.
But aren't they sent to do? I don't know the movie. Are they sent to do a mission by the government?
Yes, but
what's the government's mission?
This is what I was saying on the Patreon with Isimo. Is like the bad guys to the bad guys are Latinos. You know what I mean? The bad guys are the Suicide Squad. They are trying at every step to become villains still. They're still villains. They are always villains.
But what I'm confused with is they're not killing... They're not like, hey, let's go get Latinos. They're going to kill... Are they going to kill just an army? Like, what's the plot? I don't understand.
You're
just saying they're killing Latinos, but was the government said, hey, go kill a bunch of Latinos? Or they're killing these Latinos that are doing something evil?
You're going too deep here. Listen, let me say this. The government wants the starfish.
And the starfish is in Bolivia.
I don't know where it is. The government wants the starfish. They send the Suicide Squad to go get the schematics of the starfish, whatever. It turns out that the government wants the starfish in order to weaponize it towards some other country.
Okay.
So who's the bad guy? There's no bad guy. It's just the starfish is with this Latino fucking military.
Okay.
You know, and the Suicide Squad sent to go kill all of them. You know?
To get the starfish.
Yeah, well, to do missions, and in order to do like certain missions, they have to kill the whole base of Latinos, you know. And it's like
because they have the starfish.
It's like fucking what's it called, AC/DC playing and shit, and they're like with swords and shit killing them. And there's no Latino superheroes. There's no like other representation other than these are the fools we are killing.
Okay.
Anyways, where were you going with this racist thing? Sorry.
I was just asking about the most racist movie scenes you've seen.
Yeah, that struck me weird. I'm like, oh, really? The bad guys to the bad guys are Latinos, dude? You know?
Is that? But that's so weird that's how you see it, though, to me. Because it's like they're sent to do a thing, and then the people that have the thing are Latinos. But what you're saying is that the industry is choosing this Latino country to have the starfish.
I don't think they do it, you know, I don't think they do it like, we want to kill all Latinos in this movie. Like, I don't think they're doing that. It's just funky to me that that's what they're doing, you know? And like, from what I remember, the only glorified killings were of those of Latinos, dude. Like, where it's like their head gets cut off and blood shooting out of their fucking spine, and people are like, yeah, the fucking Peacemaker's awesome, and they're just like killing a bunch of people. It's like two white dudes that go on a rampage of killing Latinos. That's, to me, is racist. Yes. Anyways,
okay,
but I don't think it's done with malintent. I think
so. In the movie,
to put that out.
But they're killing army people. They're not killing regular civilians.
The starfish kills a lot of civilians.
Yeah, but we're talking about the whatever Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
they're not going to a village and killing the fishermen.
I mean, no, but they're going
to they're killing this military of a Latino country.
Why are you haven't even seen it?
I know, but I'm trying to understand, and I'm just like, I don't understand how this is racist if they're killing the military that has the starfish. If they're not killing random people, and that's why I asked, are you bothered that the industry chose a Latino country for the starfish to be in? And then you're like, no.
But I don't know where the starfish is. I don't know where the starfish is country-wise. I don't think it's a Latino country, whatever. All I know, like I said, is that two white dudes go on a crazy rampage of killing a bunch of Latinos.
But because they think that they have the starfish.
No, they're trying to get another character in the movie at the time.
Okay.
Right? Who's a bad guy who's being held captive by this military.
Okay, so they're just going to get the other guy.
I think so, or girl, whatever. Yeah.
So the whole movie's not about killing.
Watch the movie, then we can talk about it. Yeah.
Just the way you stated it, I was like, I don't get how this is.
It's
racist.
weird. It's weird.
Yeah.
And I fucking hate that movie. It was stupid. Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, glorifying killing of anything is stupid.
Yeah. The other thing you said is very racist, though. The goblins. That's fucking crazy racist.
Super racist, yeah.
One of my neighbors is like, just watch the fucking movie, dude. You know?
Because we're so loud.
No, I don't give a fuck.
But yeah, that was pretty much it.
I feel like I'm a Steve-O in Jackass.
I don't know.
He hates, the neighbors hate him.
Oh, for real?
Before he got sober. Nobody hates me. I'm just, it's a
You
joke.
wanted to talk about some other stuff, though, right?
Yeah. Speaking of which, landlady, right? I have a landlady here. I think she works for some other people, right?
Yeah.
But she basically oversees this whole apartment complex.
Yeah.
And this girl that you had a very big crush on next door moved out, right? And
you know, I'd been telling myself she's gonna move out one day. Spoon feeding.
Oh yeah. Anyway, so she moved out. I want to say like maybe a week or two ago. Whenever I had told you, and so I used to have this joke on my Twitter where whenever the landlady's showing people around the apartment complex, I play like whatever trending twerk video on TikTok loudly in my apartment so people know that I'm a freak. Some joke that I made. Yeah. But I find it so funny whenever the landlady is walking around showing people apartments here. Do you ever get that at your apartment complex?
No.
Like you never see the landlord going around showing off apartments?
Not really.
No. Here you could, it's like all kind of bunched together, all these apartments.
And you could hear everybody here.
Really?
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah. No, 100%. You could hear people.
Anyways, so the other day she was showing the apartment to some girl, and my landlady has like a loud, shrill voice.
Okay.
It's like, this is the room, and there's the bathroom, and there's the kitchen, right? Mm-hmm. And then so I'm listening. I could hear everything she's saying, shouting at this lady, talking about what a studio looks like, right? And then she leaves. They both leave, and she's like, "Okay." You can hear the other girl like, "Okay, I'll be here in like 3 weeks." You can hear her like softly, compared to the landlady who's screaming. You know,
she's so cute.
Oh my god. Anyways, so they leave, right? And then I could hear the landlady's high heels, right? Like ready to break because she's so heavy. And then so she comes back, right, later, like I would say 30 to an hour later. She comes back with the maintenance man, and she's like screaming at the maintenance man, telling him to fix a bunch of shit. And she's telling the maintenance man, it's cool because I was here for both interactions, where she's like, "Yeah, I'm trying to show this lady the kitchen, and this doesn't even fucking work." Like yelling at him, And then he's like, "Okay, I'm doing my best to fix it." And what's this? Why is this like this? What is this? Huh? What's like? Do you think you would make a good landlord or no?
A landlord, yes. I think that'd be a good one. Or
would you lead with the iron fist?
Of course.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding. No, I'd be so lax.
You'd be chill.
Yeah, I would always give the deposit back.
Yeah, no matter what.
Unless like they truly messed it up.
Yeah.
It's funny because I have a rower.
Yeah. And you fucked up that closet.
It was a little bigger than I had expected. So there's definitely marks in the closet. So the paint is a little, chipped, and there's black scuff marks on it. So basically I'm saying that my brother will eventually be mad at me when we do not get the full deposit back.
Yeah.
But if we don't, I will be like, "Hey, Danny, I got you. I'll give you financial advice."
Stupid.
Just ask me whatever stock, and then I'll do the research for you. Nah, but so
what was your deposit?
Like if I saw the damage I did in my closet, I would take a chunk for the paint, but I wouldn't try and micro it and be like, "Oh yeah, this one chunk."
Yeah.
Or like I see some scratches on the floor, I'm gonna take your whole deposit. I wouldn't be like that.
I'm lucky, dude, because this place was kind of a shit sty when I moved in.
Oh.
Like when this place was empty and I looked at it, I was like, "Place kind of sucks."
What do you think makes a bad landlord?
I think my landlady's awesome, by the way.
I would say like big dragon wings and breathing fire would be a bad.
I just want to say my landlady is awesome, and she just has a very weird voice. Mm-hmm. That's really all I'm talking about here. Is that
dragon-like?
Her voice is like so commanding and like dragon-like for reals.
Yeah.
What's it called? But I think my landlady's pretty fucking awesome.
She's a firecracker.
You met her before.
Yeah.
You want to tell that story? Go for it.
Okay.
How I got pissed off at you for like 3 days?
Yeah. I'm a terrible liar.
Yes.
I'm the worst liar because my whole life I'm just like, tell the truth. Nothing bad ever happens when you tell the truth. And for the most part, yeah. So Gerardo has a gym. He was able to make me a copy. What?
Bring it down.
Well, the landlord already knows
that part. Jesus Christ.
I made a copy of Gerardo's gym key, and then what happened is apparently she knows everybody who lives in the building.
I know,
because I started working out at the gym, and then she was like, "What apartment do you live in?" And I was like, "Oh, no, my friend just lives here. I'm just using the gym." And she's like, "Oh, who's your friend?" And I was like, I don't want to tell you. I feel like you're gonna get. I feel like he's gonna get in trouble. Yeah. And she's like, No. He won't get in trouble. Yeah. And then in my head, I'm like, if I say no, then I'm kind of trespassing. So I'm a little like not wanting to, get arrested or have the cops called or whatever.
Yeah.
And, I mean, for sure I could have outran this lady, but she was literally blocking the door. And it's like a tiny door. Yeah. And that was my only exit. So I was kind of like, Gerardo. Oh my God. Because I can't think of lies. And it doesn't even, it wasn't until after the whole thing happened where I was like, I think I should have lied.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Gerardo was really mad at me.
I was very upset.
I understand.
Yeah.
Because he said the one thing
yes.
I want you to do is never, if you get caught, don't let it come back to me.
Yes.
And then I just froze and I was like, it's Gerardo.
Oh my God, dude. Jesus Christ.
And then I remember so I told you, right?
Yeah.
And then you were mad.
Yes.
You're very mad.
I was very mad, yes.
Yeah. And again, I'm sorry. But it's just a character fault of me.
This is like in October or
this is a
September.
while back.
Yeah, this is a long time ago.
And then so I told you, and then the landlady knocked.
Yeah.
And then you just didn't answer.
I didn't answer yet.
Yeah.
I didn't answer the phone.
And then so she never addressed it.
Never.
And then for a while you were mad at me, like, I don't want this stress on my back.
Yeah.
Of like, she's going to come to me and blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. And then, but eventually we saw that nothing really came
No,
of it.
I know that, but it still pisses me off.
I know.
But what's it called? I told you, I was like, I would never do this to you.
Yeah, we got pretty dramatic.
Yeah. I was so upset. Oh my God. Because I woke up to that too. I woke up and I was like, are you fucking kidding? And then while I'm on the phone with you, I hear gnarly knocking on the door. I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck? Everything's falling apart. Yeah. Oh no, I wasn't here when you told me. The next morning, there was gnarly knocking on my door.
Oh, okay.
Never talked to her though. Never been to the gym again too.
And then like I said, like I knew like this isn't that bad, dog. You know, nothing's gonna happen. And then thankfully,
no, I know. Thank God. Yeah.
Thank God she wasn't a stickler. So I like your landlady.
And I ran into her the other day, and she didn't say anything.
See?
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, but see what happens when you tell the truth.
No, I know. Well, you didn't tell. You didn't tell her that you made a copy of the key, though. That's the thing.
I didn't.
Yeah, that would get me in trouble.
Maybe.
So at least we,
okay.
At least the lie started somewhere.
Yeah. This is a great comedy podcast where I make stuff up about keys. Huh?
No, the best part of that is the fact that you were like, it's not a big deal, and I'm like, it's the fucking biggest deal, dude.
But see, I do understand why you were mad, though. Yeah, it made sense why you were mad.
I was like, I would never do this to you.
But I was like, honestly, when you were mad, I was like, is Gerardo going to end a friendship? Because you were mad. I was like, I didn't think it was that big.
No, I remember I told you on the phone, I said that I forgive you, but I'm not going to talk to you for a little while. And so I just didn't talk to you for a bit. And then I called you to go get food one day. And I was like, let's just go get food. And then you were like, I'm sorry about that, dude. I'm like, yeah, whatever.
That's so funny,
dude. That's hilarious.
I think that was like that's been our only like big fight that we've had in like 5, 6, 7.
It's 7 years.
7 years of friendship.
Crazy.
Which is good. But it's just funny that that's what it is.
I was so pissed. I remember I was picking up Chinese food and I was telling my girlfriend, can you fucking believe he did that to me? Order for Josh. Anyways, all pissed.
And she was like, have you seen his knees? And she was like adding on to how terrible I am.
No, my girlfriend was like really upset with me that I was upset with you.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, I appreciate it.
She was like, you guys have something beautiful. She's like, and I'll never be able to roast him if you don't accept him. Yeah. Ugh, I was so upset. Yeah. What's it called? But anyways.
And that's why I'm single, right?
No, I probably won't talk about this one. But anyways, for the last thing here, bro, you don't have Peacock, do you? No. The streaming service, you idiot.
I think I have a pretty Peacock. No, what do you call it?
I'm trying to say you have a tiny penis.
But with my credit card, I could, if I wanted, I'd get like free Peacock.
Dude, the best show.
American Express.
Other than Euphoria, okay? I speak in hyperbole, okay?
Yeah.
The best show ever made.
You should have said, I always speak in hyperbole.
I always do, yeah. True. I always speak in hyperbole, and that's not a hyperbole. Is that a hyper? Okay. I'm very hyperbolic all the time.
Yeah. You should see this guy's graphs.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll shut the fuck up.
The best show of all time is Bel Air.
Fresh Prince of Bel Air?
The new Bel Air.
Oh. Why?
Have you seen it?
No.
You've seen commercials for it?
Yeah.
It's like a dramatic take on the Prince of Bel Air. Bro, I was hooked. I watched it. I fucking binged it one night until like 6 a.m. And then I'm waiting for the next episode tomorrow. It
is a pretty good plot for a drama.
Dude. You don't even know the half of it, dude. Because it just like it adds stuff to it. Dude, can I give you can I just give you a little...
Well, one day in Eastfield, you say I don't know the half of it. Whatever, fuck.
Can I just give you a little nugget of a spoiler really quick?
I'm not going to watch it, so yeah.
You're not going to watch
Probably
it?
Probably not.
Bro, you know the butler? Jeffrey?
Uh-huh.
From Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
He's fucking
No.
Oh.
Jeffrey.
That's a different version of Fresh Prince I saw.
He's no longer a butler. He's security for the banks in this new version of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Okay, interesting.
Jeffrey has people killed. Dude, are you kidding me? Yeah.
He's Uncle Phil's a district attorney.
I know. You should start laughing. Dude, it's pretty fucking legit.
Really?
It's crazy. Like, I don't know, it's a cliffhanger kind of, but it's implied that
Hillary has an OnlyFans.
It's probably going to go there.
Probably.
But it's implied that Jeffrey has somebody in West Philadelphia killed for Will.
Damn.
Crazy, dude. And Jeffrey's a gangster. I think Jeffrey's the only reason why I watch this show. Jeffrey's a gangster.
I was going to ask, who's the star of it? Jeffrey this time?
Will Smith's character is pretty fucking sick. Yeah. Carlton has a fucking Xanax addiction or something. Like he's snorting pills all the time and shit. I
mean, that was in Fresh Prince. Like Carlton had a little drug problem for a little bit.
Really?
You don't remember that?
No.
Yeah, he started doing he accidentally took some drug that someone gave Will because they were like, oh, this will help you or whatever. But Will never took it. And Carlton just took it because it was in Will's locker and he almost OD'd. You don't remember that episode? And then it was one of the episodes where it was like supposed to be, that crying moment. Like, oh, Carlton, you idiot.
I said spoiler alert, right? Before all this?
I don't know.
Anyway, spoiler alert for Bel-Air. Dude, I don't know why, but it's like, it's kind of a terrible show in a way, but it's so good. Like if you were to, I don't know how to explain it. Like the acting isn't all there, right? Mm-hmm. It's kind of campy in a way.
I mean, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was like that.
Yes. So I think that's why it feels that way, because it's trying to include all the elements of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but it is a dramatic show.
That'd be funny if now the star in this Fresh Prince of Bel-Air becomes a big comedian superstar. How Will became a big movie superstar.
Anyways, so the first episode, basically, Will Smith is a basketball player, a D1 recruit, basically in West Philly, and he's killing it. Scores a game-winning shot, buzzer beater, whatever, and then and then he's walking around the next day, and some gangster guy got out of juvie or whatever. And he's like showing his gun. He's like, "Hey, I'm the man of West Philly. If you want to prove that you are, play me tonight at the basketball court." And then Will has like a ego. He's like, "I'm the man of West Philly, dude. I'm the king of
West Philadelphia, born and raised."
Yeah. He's like, "I'm the king of West Philly, dude, and so I'm gonna go fucking play this guy tonight." A lot of cussing, and then his friend's like, "Hey, Will, you already got your D1 scholarship, man. Don't do this." And he's like, "Are you coming with me or not?" And he's like, "Man, I'm coming, dog." And then so they go to play 2-on-2 versus these guys. Will Smith wins, and then his friend has a gun in his backpack. He's like, "Just in case we need this, in case shit goes south." Will's like, "Trust me, fam, it ain't gonna go south. I'm the best fucking villain."
I hit my layups.
Yeah, he slam dunks, crazy. And so.
That's a new wrinkle.
So at the end, they bet Will and his friend bet the lead drug dealer guy. Like the drug dealer is going to give them $2,000 if they win. Yeah. If Will wins, he's going to work for the drug dealer, basically.
Okay.
Like as some kind of
as an Oompa Loompa.
Yes.
For drugs.
Yes. And so
interesting.
Will beats him in the game. But then the guy that loses is a sore loser and throws the ball and accidentally hits the drug dealer in the head. It sparks a fight, right? Just like in the song. And then Will's homie's getting beat up, and Will's like running away, and he's like, "Damn, I can't just run away from my homie getting beat up." So he goes to the backpack, gets the gun, and fires shots in the air. And then the cops
kills 4 children walking across the street
in East Philadelphia.
Yeah, guns go far. Yeah.
And so he shoots the guns in the air, and then the cops come and take Will to jail, and the drug dealer's in jail too, and he's like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you, Will Smith," all crazy and shit. And Will's all crying like, "I don't know what I'm gonna do, motherfucker." And then the next stop, Bel-Air, dude. When his mom picks him up from jail, his fucking uncle Jeffrey or his uncle Phil gets him out of jail through some illegal back channels because he's the DA or whatever.
Damn.
He's running for DA, but because he's running for DA, he doesn't want anyone to find out how he got Will out of jail for shooting guns in the air, right? He did something where he told the guy in Philly, hey, let him go. He's my nephew kind of thing. But he's also running for...
And then the guy was like, is he like your real nephew or is he like your play nephew?
Yeah. Is this a TV show or is this real life?
I mean, we had to do a ballistics report, so I can't just let him go.
I know, isn't that weird? Yeah, true, I guess. But there's some kind of ways that it could come back to eat Phil in the ass. The show's not over yet.
Eat Phil in the ass. You know, I never thought about it before, but his name is Uncle Phil. Will's from Philadelphia. I don't think that was an accident.
Will Smith wrote the song Big Willie Style.
Okay.
Say less, fam.
I'm done. I'm done talking after that.
Anyways, I feel like it's a great fucking show, dude. It's really good, dude.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's the greatest show any of us have ever seen because you make those statements.
It's the best
and they're
show.
Always true. And they never get overridden by any other show that comes along.
But you know why I make that statement?
What?
Because I look on IMDb and this show has 6 stars out of 10. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, how do other shows get higher ratings than this fucking show, dude?
You know what's funny too is like you could say this is the best, and then the next day say Euphoria is the best. But like it'd be funny if you were just like, this is the best high school
drug addiction,
high school drug series of all time. And they're like, what about Euphoria? And like, immediately backtrack.
Euphoria is great. I'm upset with Euphoria this last week, but it's great.
You're mad at your baby?
It's just a play within a play thing. They did that with the last week's episode.
Oh, dude, you know what else I hate?
What?
When a series is going along and then they do a time travel episode where they go back 40 years and the whole episode is that 40 years ago moment where like the mom and the dad meet and then they go back to the story. I'm just like, I don't care about the mom and the dad meeting.
This is exactly what happened in Euphoria. There's a play within a play with events that happened before the show happened in the play.
Boo.
But the way
I hope Zendaya sees this.
And fuck you, dude. Zendaya is amazing. She wasn't really in that episode, so
I'm not saying anything bad about her. I'm talking about her show. Boo to plays within a play and boo to flashback episodes.
Plays within a play are dope, but this one was just like kind of like, what, this is the second to last episode of the season. You guys couldn't give us anything better than this, you know? Anyways, but I still like the episode. Euphoria is the best show of all time. In the same breath as Bel-Air.
Euphoria is the best high school show of all time. Euphoria is the best...
excluding Bel-Air.
Euphoria is the best school about a show about high school with the black lead.
But I kind of felt like you, dude, when I was watching Bel-Air, because I started laughing to myself. I'm like, is this the best show of all time, dude?
When do I do that?
I don't know. Like, I feel like you, like when you start to come to realize something, you start laughing a lot.
Oh yeah,
you know,
I did do that.
So I was just like laughing to myself, like, am I really gonna watch the next episode again? It's like 4 a.m. You know?
Yeah,
dude, it's great.
Yeah,
anyways,
that's the episode of Talk Show the podcast, right?
Yeah.
You know what? This episode, I feel like we talked a lot more.
Yes,
we had a conversation, less bitty bitty.
Yes,
bum bum, more tucky tucky,
chum chum,
tongue tongue. Yeah, chum chum, chat chat.
All right, so here we go, dude. Ready? It's out of tune. Okay. Talk Show, the podcast with Gerardo
and Miguel.
With Gerardo
and Miguel.
With Gerardo
and Miguel.
Talk Show, the podcast with Gerardo and Miguel. Yeah, dark song. Wasn't that wholesome? Until next time, my name's Billingsley. Have a great day.